Hello, hello, hello. All right, hopefully the sound is on this time. And I appreciate you for letting me know there wasn't sound on the first round. Um, so I got to tell y'all that Jason is my husband, and he hates it when I get quiet. Usually, when I get quiet, that's when it's because the little hamster in my brain is working overtime. You know what I mean? So he usually gets very, very afraid of me because usually when my hamsters are going, you you don't know what's gonna come out of my mouth. You don't know where we're going on this roller coaster. So I have been very quiet lately, and I know some of y'all feel like I'm on here all the time talking. I've got a million different videos you can watch, and this is actually the 5th video that I've done today. So I do talk a lot, but I have also been very quiet. Like even in my quiet time, I've been very quiet, and it's because something has been brewing in my head. And I want to tell you that one of the things I've been kind of stewing on, I've been kind of mulling over a little bit in my head here. I have a lot of people in First Still Done Fast who are stuck. And it's not because they don't know what to do. It's not because they don't have what they need to do, what they need to go talk to sellers. It's not because they're not going to talk to sellers, but something in their little ticker is keeping them stuck. And I don't like that. I want everybody who comes into First Still Done Fast to do some real estate deals. So I've really been thinking on what's going on and what I can do to help them and what I can do to improve First Still Done Fast and improve their experience in First Still Done Fast. And as much as I would like to say, just go do it, damn it, I can't say that. Something in their head needs to switch, and they're looking to me to help them make that switch. So I think I'm on the right path here because I know the only switch that needs to be made is in their head. I know there are sellers ready to sign contracts. I know there are people all across the country ready to do these deals. The problem is in between our ears sometimes. So I want to take you on a little trip tonight, or whenever you're watching this on the replay. Hey, if y'all are watching right now, give me a 2. If you're watching right now, give me a 2. If you're on the replay, give me a 2. If you're live with me, give me a 2. Give me a 2 in the comments if my sound is on and you can hear me now before I take you on this little trip. I didn't bring any water. I was going to take a little sip of water, but y'all give me a 2 if you're ready to go on this little trip with me. You know, the shortest distance from it is in a straight line. The shortest distance between A and B is a straight line, right? And real estate is not easy. I've never said it was easy. I'm never going to say it's easy, but it can be simple. It can be boiled down from this great big complicated mess to something simple and a system. And that's what I try to teach in First Still Done Fast, is the simplest system to get you to a deal. Hey, Jennifer. So tonight, I was going out for my nightly drive, and I got to tell y'all that sometimes I spend the entire day in this room. And let me show you. My assistant is not always very chit-chatty. So sometimes I just get a little stir crazy and I have to get out of this room. And in real estate, we talk a whole lot about driving for dollars. Give me a 2 in the comments if you've ever been driving for dollars, or if you've ever heard anybody talk about the deals they got driving for dollars. If you ever heard me talk about going driving for dollars and looking for vacant houses, if you've been driving for dollars or if you've heard about people driving for dollars, give me a 2 in the comments right there. All right. I mean, I've been driving for dollars since I was in the car seat, in the back seat, and my mom was just driving me around trying to keep me from squalling. All right. Like, I've been driving for dollars my entire life because my mom's just always liked to drive around and look at houses. We didn't know it was called driving for dollars until like 2014 when I got started in real estate, right? All right. So y'all have heard about driving for dollars. Cool. Jennifer says she drives for dollars every day. I do too, inadvertently. I can't drive to the grocery store and not find an empty house. All right. They just like stick out to me like sore thumbs. But aside from driving for dollars, have you ever been in a situation where you got in the car and then you ended up at the grocery store? You have no idea how you got there? Or maybe you left work and next thing you know, you're in your garage. And like, nobody died. Everything was good. You were on some level conscious enough to drive yourself to the grocery store or to the house, right? I mean, am I the only one that's ever done this? Give me a 2 in the comments if you've ever been driving and then gotten somewhere and realized you have no idea how you got there. You don't remember that at all. Give me a 2 if that's ever happened to you. Yeah. It happens, right? Like, sometimes you're at one red light and then you're 3 red lights away and you're like, oh, crap. I don't remember actually. Was that one really green or did I just run a yellow? It just happens, right? Like, that just happens. On some level, we are actively driving and we're paying attention and everything's cool and all that. But on another level, we are totally checked out, right? So what happens? What actually happens in your brain when that happens? You're dreaming, aren't you? And sometimes you're having a little dream. Sometimes you're having a great big dream. Sometimes you're having a nightmare. And, you know, I have these nightmares. Give me a 2 if you have these nightmares. Sometimes I have these nightmares a lot of times in the shower. I have these nightmares when I'm driving sometimes, but these nightmares happen to me in the shower all the time, where I'm having a conversation with somebody and I finally came up with the comeback that I needed. Except the conversation was like 10 days ago. And now I'm in the shower, not actually talking to them, but I am very vividly dreaming and having this little nightmare about this thing that I should have said 10 days ago. And now they probably don't even remember we were having that conversation. So I can't even go call them when it's like when I get out of the shower. Am I the only one that does that? Like, conversations I should have had, comebacks I should have given, but it happens like 3 or 4 days later or 4 or 5 hours later and the moment's passed. Boom. Give me a 2 if y'all do that. All right. Give me a 2 in the comments if you've ever had one of those conversations where it looks like you're talking to yourself, but you're really just finishing a conversation you had previously. Like, give me a 2. That happens, right? It's the same thing that happens when you're driving and you just start dreaming. Sometimes you start having little dreams about, oh my God, these tacos are going to be so good for dinner. Y'all dream about food too, right? I do. I dream of food most of the time. And sometimes you're having big dreams like, baby, we're going on a cruise this summer. And I'm going to lay out by the pool and I'm going to see this show and I'm going to be looking at beach houses when we get to Jamaica. And like, you're having big dreams. right? Sometimes it's little dreams, like dinner, and sometimes it's big dreams, like what you're going to accomplish by the time you turn 45, or how big of a party you're going to throw your husband when he turns 50. Like, some of these are big dreams, but that's just kind of like where the magic is. This is when your brain actually starts to come to life. This is when, I don't remember if it was Albert Einstein. I think it was Albert Einstein that said the imagination is the most amazing thing that we have. It's the best movie that we can ever come up with. It's everything. Imagination is everything. Because when you start imagining it, you start dreaming about it, then your body, your words, your spirit starts to think, that was a pretty good dream. How could we make that happen? And on the little dreams, it's easy to make it happen because you're dreaming about tacos and you could just get extra sour cream and then, your dreams came true. But on the bigger dreams, it takes a little bit more planning. It takes a little bit more activity, right? So what I've started doing, because I stay in this room so much, because I work in this room, I play in this room sometimes too, but when I need to de-stress, when I need to get a little bit creative, when I need to dream a little, when I need to have a little bit of fun, I go driving for dreams. And I'm not actively trying to go out here and not pay attention when I'm driving on the road. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes when life gets really, really stressful, sometimes when you're really, really close to getting a deal done, sometimes when you're really, really close to getting the seller to sign, or when you're really, really struggling on how to connect two dots, or how to solve some problem, or how to simplify something, or how to, talk to somebody in a certain way, it helps to go driving for dreams. And let me tell you how I do this. So Abby and I load up. Abby the Labby and I get in the car, and I don't listen to the radio a whole lot anyway. Sometimes I listen to like early 2000s music, like music that I listened to when I was in high school. I don't really listen to new music because I'm old like that, and I feel like it's not actual music. But Britney Spears is real music. Don't argue with me on this. Sometimes I listen to the music, but a lot of the times I end up just no music on, no audiobook, no nothing, just me driving along in the car. Sometimes we go get an ice cream. Don't tell my trainer. Sometimes we go get a car wash because we've got that monthly pass where you can go to the car wash every day. Sometimes we go to the grocery store and get bananas. Sometimes we go to the grocery store and get green beans because Abby eats green beans twice a day. She eats 2 cans of green beans a day. So we run out of green beans around here a lot. So we just go driving to the store to pick up green beans. Like, nothing big. But it's those moments of quietness when I'm focused on driving, but not like completely, 15-year-old scared of driving, that I can let my mind wander. And this is how I want you to go driving for dreams. When you're in the car and you're on your way to a seller's house because you've been sending yellow letters, you've been hanging bandit signs, you've been making Facebook posts, you've been doing all the things that I teach in First Deal Done Fast for you to do to get leads. You've been wearing your button to church and to work and to the PTA meetings. You've been telling everybody, you've been collecting referrals, you've been talking to your boss, you've been doing everything to get these leads in. And finally, you've got this lead in. And you filled out a seller lead sheet. And you're ready to buy a house. I don't know why it's human nature, but it's really easy for you to go, oh, this probably won't work. It's just another practice round. I'm just going just because she says I have to go do these every week. It's not going to work. These people aren't going to be interested. They already told me that. Bleh. It's really easy to do that. But what I want you to start doing is driving for your dreams. Your dream is to be a real estate investor. Your dream is to start buying houses. Your dream is for these sellers to start saying yes instead of saying no. Right? Give me a 2. If you want to be a real estate investor, give me a 2. If you want to start buying houses, if you want passive income, if you want to be a lazy landlord, if you want to start buying apartments, if you want to start loaning private money, if you want to have blissful buy and holds, if you want to be active in real estate and collect that mailbox money or that inbox money, give me a 2. Make sure I'm talking to the right people here. Give me a 2. So if your ultimate dream is to buy houses, you need to start dreaming about buying houses. When you're on your way to your seller's house, you need to start dreaming little dreams. Don't get into the big dreams yet. Get into the little dreams. Get into the dream that says, I create win-win solutions. These sellers are so happy for me to come make offers to them. I've already talked to these sellers. We've got a really good relationship started. They think my jokes are funny. All of this stuff. Like, I want you to start talking to yourself. I want you to start dreaming what it's going to be like when you get there. And they're kind of nervous. And you're kind of nervous. But then you crack a little joke and they laugh and you laugh. And then suddenly it's a party. They're walking around the house. I want you to start dreaming that the house is clear. There's nothing in it. They've already got all the junk out of it. They've already got all their prized possessions out of it. Blech. And you're not going to have to rent a dumpster. Yes. Okay? I want you to start dreaming that these people have had a really good experience with owner financing or lease options. I want you to start dreaming that these people have been making payments on an empty house and you're the only person that's offered to start taking over their payments. And you become their hero or their shero. I want you to start dreaming about what it's going to feel like to watch them sign their name on your one-page contract. I want you to start dreaming about what it's going to feel like to sign your name on that one-page contract. I want you to dream about, they came with their last bank statement, their last mortgage statement, saying exactly what they owe to the penny and how much interest they're paying and exactly what their monthly payment is. I want you to start dreaming that this is just lining down perfectly. It's just all of the dominoes are falling just perfectly. This is your dream, guys. And then I want you to dream that, you got your bandit signs in the back. You've got your Magnum marker in the trunk. You've got a lockbox in the back seat. You don't have anywhere to be for the next hour, hour and a half, so you got plenty of time to take pictures. I want you to start dreaming about, giving these people a hug and telling them thank you and that you're going to take good care of them. I want you to start dreaming about how excited you're going to feel, how uplifted you're going to feel, how beautiful, how strong, how confident you're going to feel when you leave this seller's house. I want you to start dreaming about how relieved they're going to feel when you leave and they know that they only have to make these payments for another 2 or 3 months. Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that little dream feel more empowering than saying, ugh, it's practice? We play like we practice, guys, and we are playing to win. We are playing to become the biggest, the best, the baddest real estate investor that your honey hole has ever seen before. We are practicing like we play. We are playing like we practice. And we are driving for dreams. But I want you to be really, really careful. And I want you to dream. It's not that I want you to curb your enthusiasm, but I want you to stop your dream right there. When you're driving to the seller's house, has anybody ever got really excited about something and then it didn't happen and they got really disappointed about it? Give me a 2 if you've ever just known that, you were going to make straight A's, or you were totally going to ace this test, and then something happened and you ended up getting a B, or something happened and you ended up not getting the listing, or something happened and you've been dreaming about getting a strawberry milkshake and they actually gave you a chocolate and you didn't realize it until you'd driven all the way home. Sometimes when you build this stuff up in your head and you get too far down into the dream, I'm not telling you not to dream big dreams, but I'm just saying, I want you to start deciding where you need to stop. And when you're on your way to the seller's house, I want you to stop the dream once you have accomplished your next step. Your goal when you're going to talk to these sellers, your goal when you're going on these appointments, your goal when you're going to look at these houses is to get the contract signed and then start the next steps that you need to do to be able to sell this thing. Right? I want you to dream about getting the contract signed. I want you to dream about putting the sign in the yard. I want you to dream about putting the lockbox on the door and getting a copy of the key. I want you to dream about getting about like emailing yourself a copy of the contract. Like, I want you to dream about all of that. But I don't want you to start letting your chickens hatch before it's too soon. I want you to stop the dream right there. I want you to stop the dream when you're on that high of what song you're going to be cranking on the way home after you get this contract signed. All right? Because real estate, I'll say it again, it's not easy, but it's simple and it's a system. And before you can start celebrating paying for your beach house in cash, you're going to have to get some deals done. Yes, I want you to dream about getting a beach house and paying for it in cash. Absolutely, I want you to have big dreams. I want you to dream about spending Easter in Paris. I want you to dream about being able to buy a new building for your church. I want you to have the big dreams. But I also want you to really revel in and enjoy and swim around in the small dreams. And stay kind of in the smaller dreams, one step at a time through our system. All right? Because if you start dreaming on the way to this seller's house about you're going to get the contract signed, you're going to put the sign in the yard, and 3 days later, somebody's going to show up with a check for $50,000, and you're going to make $50,000, and then you're going to redo your kitchen, and you're going to get your dog a bath, and you're going to book the trip to Paris, and you're going to buy your mom a fur coat, and you're going to do all this stuff with your 50 grand. We've already counted our chickens before they hatch, haven't we? We've already spent 50 grand in our head before we ever got the contract signed. I want you to put one foot in front of the other. I want you to focus on one milestone at a time. I want you to get out there and get your deals done. I want you to go driving for dreams. But I want you to also drive for accomplishments. Dream of accomplishing this dream, which will push you on to the next dream. After you get that contract signed, then maybe you start dreaming that people start calling you with 20 and 25 and 15 and some with $7,000. Maybe you start dreaming that you've got a bidding war on this house. Maybe you start dreaming other things. But I want you to dream and see all these things coming and enjoy them every step of the process. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Definitely dream the big dreams. Go out driving for dreams. But on the way to the seller's house, drive for that dream of getting the contract signed. Drive for the dream of what it's going to feel like to put the sign in the yard. Drive for the dream of hearing that lockbox clack, clack together when you plump it down on the front door. Drive for the dream of calling your mom and being so excited because they signed your contract and you bought a house. Drive for dreams. Dream while you're driving. Pay attention. I'm not saying to be reckless when you're driving, but definitely allow your mind to wander a little bit and start dreaming about closing these deals. You don't have to put any details on it. The amount of money you're going to make could be a little fuzzy in your dream. The date of your closing could be a little fuzzy in your dream. But dream about the system and closing each step of the process. Not just about closing the deals. Yes, we have to close the deals, absolutely. But I also want you to close each loop of the process and dream about closing the next step in the system. I hope that makes sense. I hope you start driving for dreams while you're driving for dollars. I hope you start really envisioning what it's going to be like to see that seller sign that contract, to be able to help that seller. The more sellers you help, the more buyers you're going to be able to help, the more you're going to be able to help yourself. You need sellers, so start dreaming about signing those deals with the sellers. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you as always. Mwah! And please let me know. You can send me a message about driving for dreams if you want to get started in First Deal Done Fast. I absolutely adore everybody in First Deal Done Fast who is driving for dreams, driving for dollars, signing contracts, and going to closings. I absolutely adore all of those people, and I would love to have you join us. My program is called First Deal Done Fast. First Deal Done Fast. Sometimes I say it too fast. And you can go to firstdealdonefast.com to get signed up. I would love to help you turn all these dreams into reality. I know you can do it. I know if you have that dream in your heart, God's got a way to make it happen. You just got to start taking massive action to get there. Bye, y'all.